Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful sense that you are letting go and releasing. Any stress and worries and tension just feel like they're melting away, leaving your body in that outward breath. When you breathe in deeper, and as you exhale for longer, enabling you to feel that you're drifting off to a place of deep relaxation and change. Allow your physical body to stay exactly where it is, but just imagine that your mind is wandering to a different part of your building until you find yourself outside. Maybe you can see trees. Maybe you can see the sunshine or the sky. And I want you to imagine walking barefoot on grass towards the end of your garden, and somewhere close to a tree, I want you to imagine seeing what looks to be like a glowing portal to another dimension. Imagine what the portal is made of. Maybe it's just energy, but it could be metallic, or made of plants, or light. But I want you to get a sense that through this portal takes you into a different dimension where only natural things exist. Step into the portal and feel like a swirling vortex of energy is teleporting you to a time or a place where only natural things existed. I want you to imagine you are in a time and place where a banquet is being served. I want you to imagine seeing a large table adorned with impressive cups and cutlery, all made of natural things. But what makes this banquet table so unique? In the middle of the table, in several locations, is a large cornucopia. I want you to imagine a large horn-shaped object overflowing with the most delicious fruits and vegetables you can imagine, prepared in the perfect way. And there is something about these natural foods, the brightness of the colors, the smells, the combination of colors and how they complement the other foods. I want you to get a sense that each of these cornucopias feels like the most tantalizing and desirable foods that could exist, and all are natural. even if you were offered a cookie or an ice cream, they would simply pale into comparison when compared to the incredible smells and sights of these intricate, overflowing cornucopias. And I want you to imagine sitting down and eating maybe a grape or a berry, maybe exotic fruit or local fruit. Each bite explodes with incredible textures and tastes, tantalizing your tongue, feeling levels of sensory overload that make this the most amazing food you've ever tasted. And feel that from this point onwards, the ultimate act of self-love, of self-kindness, from this point onwards, would be to give yourself the highest quality natural foods. The average person has had less than 1% of all the different varieties of natural foods that exist. So imagine finding exotic fruits that currently you don't even know the name of, with different textures and tastes and sensations. An adventure through your taste buds. Each taste a gift from yourself to yourself. And if this feels like the ultimate form of self-connection, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to think that you've been shortchanging yourself all of this time. Those cookies and ice creams weren't a gift. They were a poor quality substitute. They were a compromise. You were settling for poor quality, refined carbohydrates because you never felt worthy to have the cornucopias of the most delicious natural foods that exist. But you are worthy. You are worthy of only the best foods. And the best foods are natural foods powered by sunshine and rainwater. If you're unconscious, all parts of your unconscious agree that you are worthy of the very best. Let me know by nodding your head. And that doesn't mean you can't have a future of those refined carbohydrates and sweet things. It just makes sense that if you are going to give you those things, you'll be discerning as to when you experience them. And I wonder how much you would reduce the consumption of these addictive, sugary, refined carbohydrates if the new boundary was that you'll only eat them when celebrating, only eat them in the company of others, and if you're eating out, then you would only eat them while sitting at a restaurant. And if your unconscious agrees that this wouldn't be deprivation, because the scarcity would add to the quality of the experience, and in fact, it would enhance your experience, let me know by nodding your head. Sometimes less is more. You would experience them less but enjoy them more, maintaining an equilibrium, the kind of equilibrium that your body will thank you for. But when eating at home, when you want to feel worthy and connected, don't be surprised if you crave natural, delicious, tantalizing foods that echo the cornucopia of your imagination. So imagine being in this other dimension. Imagine continuing to eat from the horn of plenty. And I want you to get a sense that your life is moving in the right direction. A wonderful direction. Imagine that boundary around refined carbohydrates and sugary food. Imagine that future when you allow them in during special celebrations, meals with friends and family, and how that makes those moments more meaningful. That if you are going to have a dessert, why not have it in a restaurant, feeling the joy and satisfaction of sharing these moments with loved ones. But I want you to picture yourself at home, craving something sweet, and maybe what's in your fridge or fruit bowl or freezer is your own cornucopia of fresh or frozen fruit. Notice how you can feel nourished and satisfied by the natural flavors. Imagine making a protein shake. The protein shake feels more desirable and delicious than processed food. Imagine adding natural fruits into the protein shake, giving your body essential ingredients to maintain physical health and improving your desire and dedication to going to the gym. See your home as a sanctuary of health. Refined carbohydrates and sugary foods are fine in other people's homes and in restaurants, or shared with other people, but they don't belong in your home. And any cravings for sweet things leads you to nature's candy store, fresh fruits, giving you the ability to feel the natural sweetness and satisfaction it brings. I want you to imagine and just decide that eating refined carbohydrates and sugary foods at home alone is now a form of self-loathing. But if you were to eat delicious fruits, maybe presented on a smorgasbord of variety and different options, that would be a gift of self-love. And just consider what you want for your future. A future of self-loathing with those ultra-high processed food made in factories and laboratories, or a future of self-love and self-kindness, creating your own cornucopia of natural, refreshing, revitalizing foods. And when you know what you choose, let me know by nodding your head. And you deserve that. You deserve the very best in nutrition and flavors. And your future doesn't mean not having desserts and sweet foods. It's just when you do, they'll be in social settings, celebrating a special occasion, or in a fine restaurant shared with someone you want to spend time with. Your future still has these things, just less frequently. And imagine what that would do to your body over time, where those refined carbohydrates and sweet things are in special occasions, and those natural, revitalizing, regenerative foods are a frequent occurrence. Drift into the future 1 year from now. Imagine a year that those refined carbohydrates were infrequent but still special. And those natural, delicious foods, powered by sunshine and rainwater, were much more common. Imagine going to the gym, being in the changing rooms and looking at the shape of your body in a full-length mirror. See what this simple boundary has done for your confidence, health, vitality, and energy, and realize that if you like what you see, then it is an act of self-love. There is no deprivation here, only discernment. So take pride in being the most discerning you've ever been, and look forward to making discerning decisions that dramatically and radically improve the quality of your life, confidence, and self-worthiness. And when you agree that this future is a future you deserve and desire, it's time to leave that banquet. Maybe take one last bite of some delicious fruit, feeling it nourish your body as you walk back through the portal, back into your own backyard, feeling that something significant has shifted. Try your hardest to get excited about a piece of bread or a cookie, and it feels like cardboard in black and white. That the inner dialogue now, when you think, let's do something nice, takes you to a place of delicious, fresh fruits or incredible vegetables, natural, delicious foods. Feel that you're hovering back into the present moment, where your imagination and your physical body are now in the same place. Very soon, I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. But first, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.